The subject matter of Sorry Baby is um, challenging to discuss because it deals with assault, the ramifications of assault, and the ways in which different people present following the survivor of a situation like this. And I think therefore it's difficult for me to speak on that subject matter because Ava Victor's story is so intrinsically linked to something so horrible but so real that there isn't really a framework to criticize it, because frankly it is an experiential film, and as writer, director and star she really wants to present a raw and truthful representation of the events leading up to the act and the aftermath, both in the short term and in the long term, of what in the modern world, what the survivor of an assault looks like, and how to establish really the way that we imagine how assault survivors should present, how they should look. This is very much a modern life type representation. The obvious reference stylistically that you would draw from is something like Lena Dunham's Girls, in that kind of, you have two central female figures, it's very much about their friendship, it's very much about the ups and downs of normal life, but within the framework of this trauma. And of course it draws from other types of indie sort of New York life, not necessarily set in New York, but that style, which makes me think of the anthology series Easy, or the series Master of None, which is very much about someone's true life representation of their day-to-day activities, both funny and witty, but also difficult. I think where this is challenging is, it's about the friendship, it's about how someone might be the victim of a truly heinous act, but might not necessarily present in that way to authority figures, and so therefore might not look like what one represents as a traditional victim, consequently not getting the justice or the support that they need from those institutions. But ultimately I think it is a real interesting examination of how someone overcomes that, in spite of the institutional problems, in spite of not wanting to present as a victim, and in spite of the fact that they need to continue to operate within this community, within the institutions that fail to protect them from an institutional crime. And I think it does represent those things really well. I just think, like I say, it is hard to be too critical of, because it is so raw and honest about those subject matters, and I think therefore it is a really powerful piece in that respect, but also an honest one, and the kind of thing that you'd see much more in theatre. And I think seeing it in this sort of independent film space is really really important.